Werkstatt. Hello and welcome to another episode of Out With Werkstatt. We are Werkstatt. We make trance music, and we've been making trance music since 1999.
And today we're going to discuss the differences technically, how things have changed in 20 years.
Yeah.
Or what is it, 22 years?
Yeah, more than 20 years. Because we started making music with MIDI, telecables. You were routing channels out from the hardware synthesizers to a mixing console, and you controlled it by a computer, much like today, but
there was no audio
exactly
in the computer. You just controlled the signals to the hardware synths, and then you patched the synths to a mixer, and there were a lot of limitations with this. For starters, you had a limitation of 16 MIDI channels. So when you ran out of MIDI channels, that was the end of it. You had 16 sounds to play with.
Yeah, I remember you had only 16 channels.
So you had your pads, you had your leads, and you had your basses. And let's say you had 4 basses and 3 layered leads. Then you would have 7 channels were taken.
Yeah.
So now you only have 9 left.
And you had to remember, either save the sounds or remember the sounds, because when you turned off everything and came back the day after, you had to select the preset sounds.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be the famous, when the saxophone is playing the drums,
Yeah, that was a hassle. So you had to write down on a paper what patches you had used. There was this thing called program change, which was a parameter in MIDI that you could program in the sequencer. However, this didn't work all the time, so you couldn't rely on it really.
No.
So you had to write down all the patches you used.
Yeah, and another aspect of that is, you remember, you could only work on one song at the same time.
Yeah.
Couldn't work on 2 songs at the same time.
Because you had a mixer, an analog mixer. And if you had the mix going with the pan and the EQ and the levels, you couldn't touch that mixer really, because you would ruin the song.
Yeah.
So you either had to do the mix all over again, or you'd have to stick with this one song until you were finished.
And that got solved a little bit when the digital mixers came.
Yeah, we got a Pro Mix, a Yamaha Pro Mix 01, I believe it was called, that had motorized faders and total recall, which solved some of those problems. But you still had the problem with the patches that you had to remember.
And not to mention the reverbs and the delays. I mean, there was nothing like that in the computers.
No.
So you had to have hardware effects that you had to route from the synth.
And those were not very good unless you paid a lot. So you had these, I can recall we had a Yamaha reverb that sounded shit.
Yeah.
Basically, it was ringing all over the place, and it was like 16-bit, and it's crap. So this has been technological advances have democratized making trance music a lot, and you have to give credit to those guys who made it sound good using that kind of equipment back in the day, such as Ferry Corsten. How did he make Out of the Blue?
Yeah.
With analog equipment such as that.
Yeah.
That's extreme.
It is.
Or William Orbit, or Tiesto, or any of the legends.
Yeah.
So, but there is another aspect of this that it doesn't get mentioned a lot. And today, everything is pretty much possible because computers have become so powerful, and everything is native on the computer. Effects, synthesizers, everything, even track automation. And when everything is possible, you can't really blame technology if it sounds crap.
No, because you can always buy another software synth. You can always buy more equipment because it's more accessible and more cheap today than it used to.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You have all this gear, And it's if it still sounds bad, well, then you're to blame.
You're responsible.
Yeah. It wasn't really that the case back then, because you could be a genius.
Yeah.
If you didn't have the equipment, you couldn't make a song. You couldn't do anything. So that's the big difference.
We have to give a shout out to all the new up and coming producers that make trance today, because the production skills and the level of production quality today is amazing.
Yeah.
For us as old farts, it's hard to get back into the game because we don't have the necessary skills.
No, we're still amateurs.
Yeah.
We started making trance again because we love it, and we want to see if it's possible to do something today.
Yeah.
Because we sort of managed to do it back then, and obviously with the good computers like this one, we can do it today. So stay tuned for Werkstatt songs, because I think we can at least do a decent song.
We're learning as we go along, but we just have to face it. The kids today are much better than we are at production in today's production climate and what's available.
Yeah.
So that's it for today. I hope to see you again here on the channel.
Yeah. See you soon.